Bob's Breakfast.
I'm Graham Mack. Bonzi's on the phone. What's on your mind?
You were talking yesterday about Stormy Daniels and whether she's all real and all that. You know?
Stormy Daniels, yeah. She's claiming that she had a liaison with Donald Trump, and he says that never happened.
That's right. I mean, who are you going to believe? The fake blonde with the big boobs, or Stormy Daniels?
Get off!
This is Bob.
Latest news from Chris Hubbard.
They should have seen this coming, but the opening night of Titanic the musical had to be abandoned. This was shortly after the ship hit the iceberg on stage, and they had to drop the safety curtain because plaster started crumbling from a back wall, onto the stage.
Wow.
Disaster hit in real life.
Wow, it could have been even worse. Maybe one of the fans of the movie, I mean, if the Titanic had actually collided with one of them, geez, that's when the ship would have really hit the fan.
Bob's Breakfast.
We're talking about stuck stories this morning. What's yours? John Paul.
I got a pea stuck up my nose when I was a child.
Did you? What happened? Why did you stick the pea up your nose?
I can't remember. I didn't want to eat anymore, and I stuck one up my nose.
Yeah.
And then my sister was trying to get it out, and she was using a safety pin. And I remember starting bleeding, and everyone was and I was starting to get worried, and then someone made me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
And when I laughed, it come out.
I've had an amazing idea.
Right.
You know how there are certain things that wind me up?
Well, there's a few.
Yes. And there are also things that wind everybody up. Be good to put them down on paper in a list.
That's true, yeah.
Why stop there? Why not make it musical? Why not set the list to music?
I like the sound of this.
Okay, here's the idea. Billy Joel, We Didn't Start the Fire. He lists all these things. Harry Truman, Doris Day, Red China, Johnny Ray, right?
That's right, yeah.
All of those things are historic, and most of them are American. We could come up with something that's British and about right now.
And there's bound to be a big list as well.
Could you imagine how therapeutic that would be for me to sing that song?
Just get it out.
Just get it out! Just get it out there! I mean, I don't know what we'd have, but maybe Boris Johnson, Theresa May, Kim Jong-un, Corbyn, the Antiques Roadshow. I mean...
Smart motorways.
Smart motorways.
Met Office.
The Met Office. Cyclists. Traffic wardens. I could attack everybody in 4 minutes. I could attack everything that I hate in 4 minutes. Isn't this a brilliant idea?
Would that rid you of all your anger?
No, never. No, it'd only make me worse. But wouldn't it be great?
It would be good therapy.
Yes. Double doors that you push and one's locked. I mean, just anything like that, or anything to do with politics, or fines, or, you know, Simon Cowell, or Bill Gates. You know, I mean, 4 minutes might not be long enough.
I think we might need to do an extended version.
We might well do. But if there's just some stuff that either you've heard me whining about train fares, or there's something that's getting up your nose.
Rude sales assistants.
Oh! You can start calling in with them, and we'll start putting this thing together. We'll start the construction of the greatest protest song ever written.
It's Bob.
Miscommunication. Joe.
I got a strange email, and I never discovered who sent it.
Yes.
It said, you slug-faced vash, you slug-faced vash. No, it said, you fat slug-faced vash.
Right.
You fat slug-faced vash, I hope you get stuck in a cabbage and eaten by a rabbit.
It's quite the insult, Joe.
Yes, and it just signed the Scarlet Pimpernel.
Really?
So, I never discovered who it was.
Well, did you email them back?
No, because I was a bit scared, a bit scared too.
Well, no one wants to get eaten by a rabbit now, do they? Yeah, I can sympathise, yeah. All right, hey, Joe, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Gary.
Things that wind you up.
Yes.
There's 5 things on my list that really wind me up.
Okay.
Now, it might sound like I'm being a moany, but I'm not.
Yeah.
The A602.
Yes.
The Mack is definite.
Yeah.
The Stevenage traffic.
Yes.
The A1M.
Yeah.
Using the Jam song to advertise car insurance.
Which Jam song is on the car insurance? Which one is it?
Town called Malice, with that idiot Jamie, whatever he is, the actor. With a load of sheep in it.
Yes.
And lying politicians.
Oh, lying politicians. Well, lying politicians are good, power-hungry megalomaniacs. They've got to be in there. All right. I'm loving your work, Gary. Thank you so much.
All right, no problem.
Thank you. I'm writing the ultimate protest song. I need a list of things that wind us all up.
Bob's Breakfast.
Kev's on the phone.
It's about the funny stories about seeing things on roofs of cars.
What's the most bizarre thing you've seen on the road?
Well, I was going down into Southall in London,
Yeah.
and I see this car, and it looked like the roof was lifting up of the car. And as I got closer, there's 4 arms hanging out to each of the windows, holding the bloody mattress on the car.
There was one arm out of each window holding the mattress on the roof of the
car. But the worst thing about it, it started to rain.
Oh, no.
As I got closer, I didn't realise it wasn't just one mattress, it was a single bed as well.
It was a single bed and a mattress, all on the roof of the car, and not even tied on, just one arm out of each window holding it on.
Yeah.
Amazing. Kev?
It's crazy, absolutely crazy.
Number one reason people move house, nightmare neighbours. Tell me about your nightmare neighbours, Steve.
We had some students live next door to us when they first turned Hatfield into a university town.
Yeah.
And there was about 10 of them in there.
Yeah.
My daughter was studying for her exams and they were blasting music out at sort of 3 a.m. And I was very polite. I went around, knocked on the door and asked them to turn it down. They did for about 5 minutes and then blasted it out.
Yeah.
So that was on a Saturday. On the Sunday, I went down and borrowed my dad's Mario Lanza records. And I just put it on repeat and turned it up and we went out for the day. We never heard any noise from them again.
So you were playing Mario Lanza in the early morning when you knew they'd be asleep?
Yes, they were recovering, obviously. 9 o'clock, I was giving them something to wake up to.
Thanks a lot, Steve.
All right.
Bob's Breakfast.
Gender bending. Yeah, have you been a gender bender when you found yourself wearing the clothes of the opposite sex? Pete's a gas fitter. How are you?
Morning, Graham. Yes, one of these situations where you've accidentally sort of put something on that you shouldn't be doing.
Mm-hmm.
I had cracked lips.
Yes.
So before going to work, I picked up the old lip seal, moistened the lips, one out to work, only to realise, 3/4 through the day, I've actually put lip shimmer on. I picked up my wife's like shimmer lipstick or lipstick seal or whatever it is they call it, and used that instead.
And you looked fabulous.
I'm sure I did, Graham. I'm sure I did, but I was wondering why I was raising a few eyebrows with people looking at me.
Thanks for sharing, Pete.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you. You moved to a new house somewhere...
Middle of nowhere.
Middle of nowhere, okay. That and you've been doing it up. And you've been sorting out a greenhouse as well.
So the next stage is to get some veg in there.
Okay.
My mum turned up with 21 tomato plants.
You going to pee on them?
What?
You know, I know a little bit about everything. And the little bit I know about growing tomatoes is you got to pee on them.
I'm planting Gardener's Delight on this side. It's halfway between a cherry and a normal-sized tomato, but it's great. Eaten raw, it makes very good sauce, and it's a reliable tomato. Now, spacing is quite critical. So roughly 15 inches equidistant is all they need. At this time of year, a good soak once a week should be enough.
Bob's Breakfast.
Dumb things your parents say, or dumb things parents say, because you might be the parent who said it. Sherry,
I come from South America,
Mm-hmm.
and my parents used to tell me, because this guy used to walk past with a Hessian bag on his back,
Mm-hmm.
and he said, my parents said, if you're naughty, that man will come in the morning and collect you to take your head off, because in that bag were little children's heads.
That's horrific!
But true!
And you would actually see this bloke carrying this bag?
Yeah, what in fact he had done is he'd been and collected his coconuts, and he was on his way to the market to sell them. But I didn't know that. So it's very believable that the Hessian bag, yeah.
What a horrific thing to tell a child.
Well, there you go.
Did it work? Did you behave? I bet it did.
I was always a good girl.
Oh, well, there you go.
Always a good girl.
That iconic guitar riff. When you think about all the great guitar riffs in Police songs, like From Every Breath You Take, Walking on the Moon, Do-do-do-do, da-da-da-da, Message in a Bottle, they're all great. And they're all from a bloke called Andy Summers. He was a guitar player in the Police. And earlier this week, I had a chat with him on the phone. He lives in Santa Monica in California. And he wrote a book in 2006. It was called One Train Later. And in 2012, it was turned into a movie called Can't Stand Losing You, Surviving the Police. It wasn't called One Train Later. So I asked him, why did they change the title?
Because they're wankers, that's why. They're corporate wankers, and they don't understand. I had a super hip title, One Train Later, great.
Yeah.
And they turn it into that because they think it's commercial and it's going to bring more people in, because they don't know what they're talking about. So they undersell the project instead of, being true to it.
Yeah.
That's what you have to deal with, just bullshit. And I fought that, believe me.
Bob's Breakfast.
We were talking about skiving this morning. When you've shirked and got away with it, what have you managed to get away with? Bloke on the phone doesn't want to be named, wants to be anonymous.
That's probably wise.
Yeah, I think so. Because this happened, this is something you were up to on the night shift?
Yeah, years ago working at Luton Airport, I used to sneak out to a woman's house.
Who did? You did?
Yeah.
Right, okay. So, on the quiet, when you're supposed to be at work, you snuck off to someone's house. What for?
Maybe a cup of tea.
Cup of tea?
Cup of tea. Yeah, a cup of tea, yes.
That's all it was, cup of tea.
Yeah, one night I was late back to work, so...
Oh, were you? Wow.
Yeah, I got a second cup, so...
Right, okay, right, yeah. Right, and you never actually got sprung?
A couple of colleagues knew.
Oh, right, but you never got... No, but work never said anything that, So you're actually on the payroll, and you're actually on the job?
On the job, yes.
Neighbour. Sarah.
I used to live in Stevenage.
Yeah.
So we've had some quite outrageous neighbours.
How do you mean outrageous?
Lots of being intimate, loudly.
Noisy.
Yeah.
Okay. And what?
Yeah, very, very noisy.
Oh, really? Now, indoors?
Indoors and outdoors.
Oh, wait a minute. Outdoors? Where?
Yeah. So we lived in Bedwell in Stevenage. And we just had some. I think they were young.
Yes. And in love.
In love, obviously.
Yes.
So they were just like that all the time, basically.
Oh my goodness! Indoors, outdoors, it made no difference.
Outdoors, to a point where we were having to, literally shout, "Will you just stop, please?"
Really? Nearly chucked a bucket of water over them.
Yeah. And the gardens, because we live in a terrace.
Yes.
So it's not exactly, shall we say, it's kind of on display.
Oh my goodness. And it was all going on, the full Monty.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh dear, jeez. Well, wow.
Bob.
Now, children these days have become used to having a digital assistant at their beck and call. You shout for Siri, you shout for Alexa. But according to a study, this generation is risking rudeness towards real humans because they've become used to barking orders with no consequences, according to this report. So figures show 42% of children aged between 9 and 16 use voice recognition gadgets at home. The most popular option is Siri. That is the most popular one.
But Siri's rubbish.
We've talked about this before.
Hey, Siri. See? Nothing.
No response.
Siri, not even talking to me. Why aren't you talking to me this morning?
Is that what you think?
Yes, I think you've decided to not talk to me this morning and I don't know why. Tell me why. Nothing.
No.
It's just rubbish.
She's giving you the silent treatment.
Hey, Siri. Are you giving me the silent treatment?
Sorry, Graham. I don't really know.
You don't know anything, do you? Are you giving me the silent treatment?
Who, me?
Yes, you, cloth ears.
Sorry, I can't manage clocks here. You can do it in the clock app.
I almost shouted something embarrassing in Asda yesterday.
Really?
As I walked in, there's a lady carrying some shopping and some clothes she'd bought.
Mm-hmm.
And she's in the queue at the checkout. And I'm walking past. And then the happy to help lady points out that there's an empty checkout at the other end of the checkout row. So this lady grabs her stuff and she runs for it. Just then, she drops one of the items of clothing. It's a pair of lacy panties.
Right. Were they tucked away under the rest of the shopping?
Must have been. They're on a little hanger.
Okay.
Anyway, so she's now off down the other end of the shop, and about halfway between me and her are these undies. And the happy to help lady saved me because she managed to attract the lady's attention and let her know what had happened. Because I swear, I'd just taken a deep breath and was about to shout, "Excuse me! Your knickers have fallen down!" Survey out this week says that kids are going on fewer school trips than they were a generation ago. Isn't that sad? School trips are just amazing. You usually come back with a story. What's your school trip story, Ben?
We went to Austria.
Wow.
In secondary school first to go skiing.
Yeah.
And there was rooms of, I think they had about 5 or 6 people in each room. And we was all mucking about in one of the rooms and we all sort of play fighting as you do. Someone's kicked a large bottle of Coke on the wall and it's hit a pitcher and broke the pitcher.
Right.
Now, we're all panicking now. It's a really old, Austrian little fires in the corner, a really old building.
Oh, yeah.
So we sort of started panicking. So we got one person with, socks mopping up the Coke. Someone else doing nothing, and then there was 3 of us trying to stick this picture frame back together. So that involved all of us chewing packs and packs of Hubba Bubba. Remember that chewing gum?
Bubble gum, yeah. To stick.
And we stuck the whole frame back with Hubba Bubba. Hung it back on the thing, and we've never heard anything of this. We thought that was genius.
It really was the perfect crime.
It was. We all got away with it. No, we were all told, no damage to the rooms.
You're all bonded, and there's the cone of silence. No one squeals on this.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so... And
snitches get stitches.
Snitches get stitches. Yeah. Oh, Ben, thank you very much.
All right, thank you, mate.
It's a great story you brought us earlier about the kid left behind.
Yeah, not very happy at all, I don't think. I think the kid was only about 14.
School trip to London from Newcastle upon Tyne. They head back on the train. He's not on the train, left behind at King's Cross.
Yeah.
Jeez, what's your left behind story? Karen?
My daughter got left behind.
Where?
In the hospital car park.
How old was she?
About 3-4 weeks old.
And who left her behind?
Her dad.
Tell me the story.
I had an appointment at the hospital.
Yes.
And I had got 2 girls at this time. One was 2. Baby girl was, 3-4 weeks old. Got to the hospital, so he dropped me and the eldest daughter off and then went off to park.
Yeah.
And then when he got to the clinic we was in, he came round, sat down. Nothing, didn't have the baby. We knew a couple of people that worked at the hospital. My instinct was, maybe she's been having a cuddle with someone.
Mm-hmm.
And then after, it seemed about a minute, I said, where's the baby? And he's like, yeah, I'll be back in a minute.
Oh, what an idiot.
And and the car was, because, the door was unlocked. She was, luckily enough, she was still in the car fast asleep.
Oh. Do you ever let him forget it?
Did I mention he's now my ex-husband?
How about that? Researchers in France say they've taught a whale to speak.
That is incredible.
The keeper talks to the whale and then the whale replies.
Okay.
Hello?
And they reckon this is talking. Can I hear that again?
Okay.
Hello?
It's just making a whale noise.
It's just making a whale noise.
Yeah.
Okay, so they go on a bit more.
Hello?
Yeah, I mean, it's got the tone.
It's not hello.
No, it's not. It's...
Hello?
That's not even close.
There's an owl in my back garden makes a noise like that.
You've got a talking owl.
Yeah. Need to get onto the papers.
Hello?
What was that? It's not even close to hello.
No.
That may be how English sounds to people who speak French and don't speak English.
Maybe this is what it is.
Hello?
Was that the whale?
That was the whale.
Possessed by something?
I say the whale is possessed. I say that's what you've got going on there.
That is just creepy. It's the stuff of horror movies. Imagine yourself walking down a dark corridor late at night, just a candle glimmering in the background, and suddenly you open a door to a cupboard and hear that noise.
Bob's Breakfast.
Badger.
It was about because you said you always fancied riding a luggage carousel.
Yeah, I think that might be a good fun.
Well, the only thing is they're really slow, aren't they?
Yeah.
It just reminded me of the days when I worked in Letchworth many years ago we used to call it It Can't Last, and it didn't, but it was ICL computers.
Right.
Yeah. And what they used to have, they had this metal roller bar system.
Right.
So they put boxes on, and computers used to go on this hexagon wooden pallet, and used to have like metal handles either side.
So it was like a conveyor belt kind of thing then. It would move things
just
along.
A roller system.
Yeah.
You dropped it on, and then it just rolled down. Right?
Yeah.
Well, some guys that I worked with started the ICL toboggan team, right? So what they used to do, they used to run through the stores holding on to this pallet by both handles. Then they used to leap onto the roller system right, and start firing down. You could get quite fast, yeah?
Right.
And
so it wasn't powered like a conveyor belt. It was rollers. You had to push stuff on it. You had to push yourself along.
Weight driven, like.
Yeah.
Well, as soon as you got on it, you just kept moving.
Yeah, because it was downhill, yeah.
Yeah, downhill, yeah. Gravity driven.
Yeah.
So and then while they were hacking down, we used to all sit there just tapping on it and going ding 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 oi 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 as they were shot along. Yeah, I don't think the management was too happy, but
No, but that's just one of the fun things. It's one of the sidelines of work that you shouldn't be doing, but it makes the job more fun and it makes you go. And the bosses want to stop you doing that, but really without that, you wouldn't bother going at all. You know what I'm saying?
It breaks the day up.
Yeah, it does, yeah. Good morning, Vince. What do you got?
I was listening to your stories earlier in the week about, the missed texts and...
oh, yeah, miscommunication stories,
yeah. Absolutely. And I went a little bit different to that. I didn't do a text. It was a phone call.
Yeah.
I was doing a job for a lady, window and doors installation for her, and everything was in and going well, and I give her a phone call and got through to the answer phone. Mm-hmm. And I said to her, Mrs. Jones, been just about your windows and your doors, and Jim will be around on Saturday to fit them, and if there's any problems, just give me a ring. Okay, thank you very much. I love you. Put the phone down, and I suddenly turned around to my mate and I went, did I just say what I thought I said? He went, yeah, you did. Which is what I always say to my wife when we finish a conversation.
Just a reflex action. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And anyway, I had to go over there that Saturday night, and I'm thinking, bless her, she was around maybe a little bit older than me, but she didn't say anything, bless her. She didn't, she was very pleasant, a very pleasant lady. Anyway, she paid me, and she paid me in cash.
Right.
And I got back to the office, and now whether this is a coincidence or not, I will never know. I'm counting out the money, and right in the centre was her photograph.
That's no coincidence, Vince. You were in there, my friend.
It frightened the life out of me. I thought, what am I going to do?
So what did you do?
I didn't, well, to be honest, I just tore it up and put it in the bin. I thought, tell their wife, and I'm happily married.
Bob's Breakfast.
I went back to school yesterday, you know.
Did you?
Yeah, I went to a really good school. I went to Pear Tree Spring Primary School in Stevenage. You've been there? They're good kids.
I have spoken to them in the past, actually.
Have you? What did you speak to them about?
Interview. It was one of their chefs has been voted Regional Chef of the Year.
Wow.
School Chef of the Year.
Wow.
So the children there have got some really decent school grow-up as well.
They've got their own radio station.
Have they?
Yeah. Oh, no. It was really... They showed me it yesterday. I was invited... Jacqueline Massey. Oh, I've given away the teacher's first name there.
Oh, I'll never do that.
No. Anyway. You know when we were at Maplin?
Yeah.
When we had the grand opening of the new Maplin? She came to see me and she told me about the kids in the radio station, and she invited me to go down there. So I went down there yesterday. Had some really good fun. Met some good kids. Lily Rose, Moona, Kelsey, Mia, Gaia, Ruby, Connor, Scarlett, Kareem, Chloe. You were all great. And they interviewed me on their radio station.
How did that go?
I think it went okay.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't know if I'm a great guest, but it went okay. And we got talking. And I should mention Oliver, who was one of the people who interviewed me.
Yeah.
And we got talking about Lego. And Oliver made a startling observation about Lego.
Right.
He said he was in Toys R Us, and there's a sign that says, I think it was Toys, it was a big toy shop, and there was a sign that says Lego for age 9 to 99. And he said, why can't people who are 100 play Lego?
That's true. Exactly.
Good point.
Can you imagine a 100-year-old reaching their birthday, they've got some gift vouchers they want to go and spend, and somebody turns around at the toy shop and says, no, sorry, you can't do it.
Not so
Can't
fast,
buy them."
Grandad.
Yeah. Get out.
Put that back. Is it discrimination?
I guess it would be.
Well, because, I don't know, is it discrimination for the under 9s, or is that a safety thing?
That's probably a safety thing, isn't it?
And for the over 9, maybe it's the same thing, maybe it's a choking hazard at both ends, I don't know. I just hope it's not discrimination. But Oliver, well done, that was a superb observation. Thanks for inviting me to your radio station, to Pear Tree Spring Primary School yesterday. I had a lot of fun.
It's breakfast on Bob.
Talking about wild weather, because we had that beast from the east storm, and you know, it's a shame that we don't always recognise an omen until a long time afterwards. I'm saying this because I survived a channel crossing from Jersey. It was awful. This was when I did the breakfast show on a radio station in Bournemouth. We did a promotion with Condor Ferries, and they flew us over to Jersey from Southampton. We did the breakfast show from a hotel the next morning, and we came back on the Condor Ferry, which was a jet cat. And it was, a rough crossing. This Jetcat was big, though. I mean, there's cars and trucks loaded on with a few hundred people, and it was fast. And I think it was the speed of it that made it even more uncomfortable, because nearly everyone was seasick. Yeah, it was terrifying. I remember looking at this little girl. She's about 8 years old. I turned away to look at something else for a second, and when I turned back, it looked like she'd exploded. She was just covered in sick. Yeah. No, I think she'd thrown up while we were on the top of a wave, and the boat had dropped, and so the spew was suspended in mid-air for a second, and then it started to obey Newton's first law of motion when gravity kicked in and it landed on top of her. Yeah. I should have known it wasn't going to be a pleasant crossing, though, because of the omen I saw the day before. You see, Condor Ferries had a marketing campaign with the slogan about this jet cat called "I Love My Cat." Only the word love was the picture of a heart, like the old "I Love New York" thing. And the day before, in St Helier, a car had gone past us with a Condor Ferries bumper sticker on and the slogan, "I heart my cat." But someone had coloured in the heart with black marker pen, so it looked more like a spade than a heart. So in effect it said, "I spade my cat." I thought it was funny at the time, but now I realise what was going on. Because on board that vomit comet, a lot of us nearly had kittens.
Bob's Breakfast.
People who were in famous bands. And in particular, Andy Summers, the guitar player from The Police. I mean, they were the number one band in the world at one time. I've got Andy on the phone from his home in Santa Monica, California. Andy, do you still get bothered when you go out in public?
Well, it's all context, it's context.
Yeah.
If you appear in some sort of, situation where people are they're more tuned to that, then you're going to get, people come up to you and approach you.
Yeah.
That's the way it is. I can go to the supermarket and just go in and out. I don't get bothered. I mean, sometimes you get stuff like that, but most of the time I can live a fairly normal life.
Do they ask for the dreaded selfie?
Oh, yeah. It's the one thing I really hate.
Do you pose for them?
No, sometimes I do. A lot of the time I don't like it because, like particularly with this thing I do in Brazil, it's like, lines around the bloody block. And in the old days, somebody would monitor it. You would sign an autograph by, thank you, very quick, 1, 2, 3. Now they want to stand there. They're trying to get their camera to work. They all want a selfie. And each person takes 5 minutes. It's like, Christ. So you don't have a lot of alternatives except to leave immediately and not meet anybody, or you're going to be there for 3 hours. I mean, it's gotten sort of difficult,
Yeah. I chatted to John Cleese. I went to meet him in Chelsea in his office, and we had a chat there for the show. And he will not pose for a selfie. He wouldn't even pose for one with me. Yeah. So there is. He's just got zero tolerance. Could you see it getting to that level?
Yeah, really. I mean, because but I mean, the same thing. You don't want to be like this horrible guy. You just played from. They paid to come and see you, and they, especially in foreign countries, they expect it. I think you have to set it up. Like no selfies. Somebody has to be out
Right.
front saying no photographs. You sign autographs. Give us your autograph book or whatever, or the photo or whatever you want to sign, or the record. But no, we're not doing selfies. Because it's just, literally, there's two reasons. It takes too long.
Yeah.
You'll be there all night trying to get through the line. And two, they're always horrible. So, if you have any vanity about your image, you look like in a selfie, and then they can put it on the internet.
Because it's so close and it's wide angle and...
it's horrifying.
Andy, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Yes, great talking to you, Graham. Thank you very much. All best.
A camel beauty contest in Saudi Arabia has been rocked by scandal after 12 of them were disqualified because their owners had used Botox on them. Prize money for the Miss Camel competition runs into millions of pounds.
Thanks a lot, Chris. And good news for Katie Hopkins. She won second prize in that camel beauty contest. Oh no, he's back on the phone. Mark the Shark. This is a bloke who used to listen to me when I was on the radio in Birmingham. Now he stalks me online, listening to my every word on every radio station I'm on. And now and again he calls up. I think he believes that he's mission control for this show in some warped way. He's not quite right. He just exists in his dirty council flat on the outskirts of Birmingham, listening to this show and complaining to himself. Shark.
Frank Skinner, how are you?
What are you on about, Frank Skinner? What are you talking about?
You're sounding more like Frank Skinner as you're singing in a microphone in the studio. Oh, looking at your mate, buddy above you.
I don't sound a bit like Frank Skinner.
Big Ben, it's all going on.
Big
when
Ben?
you're looking on the website and you're looking at the DJ radio presenter, whatever.
What are you... Mark, you're making no sense this morning.
Rewind the track.
What?
I'm looking what you've been putting on the websites.
What, at bobfm.co.uk?
Yes! And at the end of the day, you started to sing in the studio making up stories about Mr. Trump.
Yeah, oh, you mean my song, my protest song, I Didn't Start the Fire?
Your protest song, is that what you want to call it?
I didn't start the fire. It's a protest song.
But as you're expressing yourself,
yes,
you're turning yourself into the look of Frank Skinner.
I don't look like Frank Skinner or sound like him.
Oh, you do! You're looking more and more like him. Look!
Shark, you're scaring me now. You're scaring me now.
You'll never lie.
Yeah. Right, okay.
You said, I remember you turning around saying, it's all smoke and mirrors, Shark.
It's all smoke and mirrors, Shark. It's all smoke and mirrors.
Start looking in the mirror.
All right, yeah.
Because I'm telling you now,
yeah,
you're looking more like Frank Skinner.
All right, well, listen, Mush. I like what I see when I look in the mirror. I'm sure the same thing can't be said for you.
I'm looking at 4 pairs of Mack boots.
Yeah, all right. Oh, what are you on about? What are you on about?
Boris Johnson budget day, Brexit, Theresa May, Kim Jong-un, Corbyn, the Antiques Roadshow, Green Party, drug addiction, global warming, Eurovision, North Korea, South Korea, Gary Barlow. Cyclists, shotgun, sugar tax, Kardashians, Bake Off, CSI, Rupert Murdoch, price of sky, Russians in a submarine, England's got an old queen, Barcelona, liberation, Catalonia, goodbye. I didn't start the fire, it was always burning since the world's been turning. I didn't start the fire, no, I didn't light it, but I tried to fight it. Simon Cowell, Microsoft, Bill Gates, petrol cost, Daily Mail, TV's in jail, Irish border block. .com, Bitcoin, traffic wardens, Macron, girly men, Westminster, fixing Big Ben's clock. Parking fine, Brill cream, city's got a winning team. Prosecco, Rocket Man, Donald Trump, Euroland, Barbie dolls, bank interest, train fares, bad breath, steeplechase, horse race, boat team, McBoatface. I didn't start the fire, it was always burning since the world's been turning. I didn't start the fire, no, I didn't light it, but I tried to fight it. Little shop, bomb cracks, scented candles and a rack, fly, tipping samurai, stealth taxis on the slide, space station, shopping mall, David Beckham conference call, congestion charge, diesel cars, carbon dioxide. Shopping trolleys, dancing bears, lab monkeys, fun fairs, pubs turning gastro, government funds a quango, smokers, herbal tea, childhood obesity, double-deckers disco, Beatles song by Elbow. I didn't start the fire, it was always burning since the world's been turning. I didn't start the fire, No, I didn't light it, but I tried to fight it. Smart motorways, rat runs, IVF, gastric bands, fill-ins, built-ins, power of persuasion. Saudi Arabia, political megalomania, raw fish, taxmen, the Pope and the Vatican, the Wailing Wall, pre-flight checks, boob jobs on the NHS, railway, home and away. What else do I have to say? I didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world's been turning. I didn't start the fire. No, I didn't light it, but I tried to fight it. I didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world's been turning.
Bob's Breakfast.